Welcome to Midwest Outdoors. I'm your host, Ray I. This week, Missouri Ozarks, white-tailed deer, Missouri firearms gun season. We hunted right here in this little clearing, this little field where the timber come together. It's a pinch point. We had a blind set up right there in the woods edge behind me. I'm hunting with my great friend Joel Shipman. He's in pursuit of his first Ozark white-tailed buck, looking for a chocolate rack buck.
Drive in about an hour before daylight to get in, get parked, and get set up. We have the Ozark National Scenic Riverways on one side and Missouri Department of Conservation Public Ground on the other side. So there's a lot of activity, so there's always a lot of deer movement in here. We're going extra early because we're going to run camera and capture this hunt. This is a great setup. Got a ground blind set up on a little clover grass field. 4 different types of terrain come together right here. We have the blind set up where we can see both the field and the woods. So we can watch the woods and the field with some grass and some clover. It doesn't take long for things to start happening. Seeing deer and turkeys right away. Nice big doe. Kind of wish I was on the gun instead of camera. I'd have took her home with me. This guy here is just a little bit undersized and doesn't have a chocolate rack. Finally spot a buck up in the corner of the food plot. Joel makes the shot. This is a really good set with this ground blind where you can see both the woods and the food plot clearing. There's several different types of habitat that come together here. It makes it a great setup. You've got the timber, you've got a ridge, you've got a thicket, you've got a growed over farm. We're in the center of an hourglass that connect 2 larger properties.
There it is up there.
Didn't go very far, quick recovery. Not only did he take his first Ozark buck, he got a chocolate rack buck as well. Driving out to my stand, this is an afternoon or an evening hunt. The private property that I'm going to set up on, I'm taking advantage of other hunters in the area. I'm surrounded by a national forest, Mark Twain National Forest, Ozark Scenic Riverways, and Missouri State Conservation Ground. And as those hunters go out for their afternoon hunt and go into those old roads and up on those ridges and move around, they push deer out. I've learned years ago to take advantage of other hunters during the firearm season. And my setup is in a narrow place on a steep ridge, drops off into a steep valley, and the bucks like to run the rim of the ridge in front of this stand where it's narrow right there. It's a pinch point. The area I'm set up connects 2 large chunks of cover. Behind me is a wide open pasture.
Good afternoon. Made a little move for the evening hunt. We're on a old clover field. We're right on the edge of the Ozark National Scenic Riverways. A little piece of private ground here with a little bit of clover. And I'm in a shooting house. This shooting house was built in the early 1980s. And set up here on this farm for the owner to do some deer hunting. So we're going to try to take advantage of this shooting house this evening and see if any of these wily whitetails from the Missouri Ozark River Hills likes to come up here and get a little clover tonight. We'll see how it goes. This is a great set. Nice setup. My only problem I have in here tonight is there's so many wasps, hornets and wasps. We'll see how it goes.
I've been a deer hunter over 50 years and learned many, many years ago to take advantage of other hunters' movement during the firearms gun season, because when there's that many people in the woods and that much activity, you cannot depend on the natural movement of white-tailed deer. Take advantage of the terrain and the area that you're hunting and the movement of other hunters.
Big flock of turkeys. Oh, there's a buck. There's a buck. There's a deer coming right up.
You notice this buck is coming up through the edge of the field here. He's not eating. He's just looking around, very alert. But you see, it's early. I don't have to wait for the deer to come in and feed. Deer are moving through. This buck is moving through early because it's been pushed out by another hunter.
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this deer. Just going to the left. Pretty buck. It's not huge. I'm not into trophies. I just love the deer hunt. In the Ozarks, you get an opportunity on a buck, you better take it. He's a beautiful deer. He just showed up, made a good shot. Pretty deer. Let's go take a look at him. Ozark buck. Hope you really enjoyed our Ozark deer hunt. For us, it's never about how many inches, how big a deer is, or how many deer. All white-tailed deer are a trophy. Never make an excuse for a size deer that someone takes. We love our hunting heritage and sharing a deer camp with friends and family. That's what it's all about. More Midwest Outdoors right after this.